Well, hello everyone, I'm Jenny from VU4U Gaming, and today we are back in Atom RPG. And I mentioned last time that the ability to remap your keybinds is kind of missing from the game, but by the time this video comes out, they might have added it, because I pre-recorded these first 3 videos of the series right before Christmas, and they said in the forums that within the next couple of weeks they're gonna add the option to remap your keybind. So that is a positive thing, and it might already have happened, as I said, before this video comes out. But we will just have to wait and see. Okay, let's go and try and talk to this guy. I think he was called Vasya or something. The guardian. Jan or whatever he was called outside the town mentioned these two, so I think it was Katya and Vasya. Anyway, before you stands a plump, red-faced man aged around 25. He's wearing a white shirt and some rather short shorts. He has a well-kept beard. In his hands there's a clean towel he uses to swat annoying flies. Upon seeing you, the man gives you a wide smile. Oh, a visitor. Welcome to the tavern. A lot of travelers here these days. What do you mean? Well, you're here right now, and not long ago a band of armed people came through the village. People with guns usually mean trouble around these parts, but they were pretty civil, just like real army men. Can you tell me more? Not much more to tell. They weren't chatty. Our village head wanted to speak to them about some issue, but they just left, so I don't think he struck any deal with them. They talked to our gate guard more than anyone else. His name is Jan. If you're interested in knowing about those guys, I suggest you speak to him. Yeah. Anyway, maybe you need a drink or some food? Are there any jobs you might need me for? You know, that's not my thing. You'd better talk to my sister. I'm just an ordinary guy. All I want is to sell some self-made beer or moonshine to a traveler. That I'd do gladly. Need something done around the house? A light bulb screwed or a chair fixed, for example? Just give me a call. But more serious stuff is for Katya's ears. She's the proactive one. He looks at a young lady who seems to be lost in some calculations. It's just that she's pretty busy right now, tallying the expenses, planning the budget, and when Katya is busy, it's honestly pretty hard to get her attention. Oh yes, we noticed that last time. Oh, but I just thought of something. You know what she loves? Making all sorts of potions, tinctures, and spirits, that's what. Can't really understand why, but she's quite into all that chemistry stuff. Not that it matters. Look, I think what you should do is go to her and tell her that I sent you to taste the last liquor that she made. You'll have a drink and talk big business while you're at it. Smart, huh? I think it is. Thanks for the advice. Now let me take a look at the menu. Okay, so he has some rubles. He can buy something from us if we wanted to sell something. Okay, there's some drinks, of course. Glass, meat, cucumber brine, flat cap, +3 to speechcraft. Well, we have something better equipped already. So, compact cassette. The production of compact cassettes in USSR was started in 1960 to 1970 in Tallinn. I wonder if you can listen to these. I think maybe you can, but I am not sure. Okay, well, let's see if we can ask him some question. How do you like working around here? Not too bad. Great even. Yes, it's pretty great. A simple job, but well respected by the people, for obvious reasons. If there's a party of some sort, if there's a celebration due, or maybe even a burial, or simply a day off your job, who's there to pour you a fine glass of your favorite poison? That's me, and that's why I'm liked by the people. The barkeep smiles warmly and pats himself on the belly. It also helps with getting the money, of course. My sister and I, we are, what did they call it in the Western world? Oh, small business owners. Well, she more than I, she does all the math. I'm happy that you found your passion. Tell me about yourself. What's there to tell? Me and Katya, we're local, and we don't go out too much. But I don't have anything against that. I like it here, working as a bartender. That's my job, and Katya's job is keeping the establishment from falling apart with her accounting skills. See, even now she's sitting over there with some documents, totally ignoring the world around her. But that's okay. What would we do without her accounting? I don't even want to think about the job I'd have then. I think you'd cope. How's life out here? How's life, huh? The people here are more or less civil, and the living itself, well, we don't suffer from hunger or sudden changes. To some it sounds boring, but I really like it. I actually only ever changed one thing about this place. When we inherited this dining hall, I started calling it a tavern instead. It's a great word, tavern. Kind of cozy, right? The old name was a laborer dining hall, food for workers. Those are the words of the old world, and me and Katya, we didn't see much of it. Quite the innovator you are. Heard any good gossip? There's a rumor going around that somewhere in the wastes there's a vault of some sort, and people still live inside it. Live pretty well, by the way. They're set to send expeditions into the wastes sometimes to look for people or tech to develop some sciencey doodads that will improve everyone's lives. But their whole operation is very secretive, you know, because otherwise people would find them and maybe even try to attack or rob their base. That's pretty interesting. Tell me some more gossip. I heard this funny rumor about the head of the village. It seems he wishes to start growing grapes. Yup, anytime he's drunk, he starts saying things along the lines of, "Gotta plant me some grapes around the village, some good Italian grapes. Gotta make some nice wine, yes. For the young people, younglings from all around shall gather to have a swig of my popular drink, yes sir." I think he's joking when he says that though, probably because there's not too many young people around nowadays. That's pretty interesting. Tell me some more gossip. Some lonesome drifter shared a story with me once. Said there was this courier who got attacked by some bandits in the desert, got his goods stolen and his head shot clean through, but he survived even after being buried alive by those thugs. The locals dug him out and got him on his feet again, and you know what happened next? What a cook. He could have just said thanks and went on with his life, but no, he took a gun and went to chase the people who robbed him. They say the courier fought valiantly, but to no avail. His corpse is probably lying in a ditch somewhere, but what did he expect? A simple courier is no Rambo. How could one person take on a whole gang of violent criminals? It was probably his destiny to get shot by those bandits. First time they didn't do their job right, but they sure did the second. That's pretty interesting. Sometimes these guys come here. What are they calling themselves? Oh, stalkers. They sometimes tell rumors, for example about an oasis. It's a place where one's strength is recovered and all wounds heal immediately. I don't really believe that nonsense, it's just interesting to hear their stories. But if that place really existed, wow, imagine how many good people we could have saved. Okay, it seems like he doesn't have any more to tell us. Nice. So, okay, no more questions. We check the menu. Nope. Wait a second. Would you like to hear an unusual business proposal? Well, let's hear it. The matter is pretty simple. Small job, really. What I need is for you to bring me this book I ordered. It's all the way in Krasno. Abraham, the local bookseller, has it at his store. I can't go get it myself because of all the work around the bar. Oh yes, it looks very busy. I can tell that you're quite a traveler. Maybe you could bring it for me from the city. It's already been paid for, and I'll pay you for your troubles. What do you say? Let's ask him what the book is about. Well, see, there was this writer named Tolkien who lived in England, which was a country way back before the war, and he kind of wrote fairy tales for adults. You know, I should probably call it science fiction or not. I'm not too good with genres. It doesn't matter, the book is about another world. Anywho, I always loved reading books, especially if they're about something extraordinary, something fantastic, where there's robots and rings of Saturn and ancient Greek myths and all that kind of stuff. And then I was told that this Abraham in Krasno can get me this Tolkien's book. And with a special translation too. Anyway, I drove to the city and ordered it, but now that it's there, I can't find the time to go back and pick it up. Okay, it's a deal. If I'll ever get to Krasno, I'll visit this Abraham character. The man takes your map and marks the city with a cross. Okay, well, we already had it marked because the gun dealer actually also had a quest for us there. Whoa, thank you so much. Here, it's the receipt for the book. Just show it to Abraham and he'll give it to you. The bartender hands you a small square of thick paper. On it, written in a formidable cursive, are the words, "The owner of this document, Radchenko VA or his legal proxy, may obtain a copy of the Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien, translated to Russian by Baldur Z.A., after handing over this receipt, signed by Merkin A.D. Okay, so we got another quest, but I think it's going to be a little while before we get to Krasno. So let's go and talk to Katya again and see if we can get a job that we can actually do around here. Hello, your brother sent me to you. He said that you have a new liquor to taste. The girl stops her calculations and stares at you blankly. After a moment she blinks, then she smiles and tucks the tiny pencil stub behind her right ear. I see, well that's great. I doubt you've ever drunk anything quite like it. It's a new recipe, you see. Well, not really new, more like forgotten by everyone. Whoa, I'm really inclined to try it out. The girl nods and shows you to a darker, colder corner of the tavern. From behind the bar, she produces a clay bottle labeled with the letters XXX. Here, drink up. Boldly drink it up. Yep, we're gonna try that. You carefully take a tiny sip. The drink has a strange sour taste. You shrug and hand the bottle back to the girl. You do not feel intoxicated, not even nauseous. You feel that you can take another sip. You take the bottle and have another. What harm can a few more sips do? You are starting to feel a little dizzy. It's nothing serious. At least you can still feel all of your extremities. You feel as if they are floating in the air, as if the air was thick, like water. Your mouth is starting to feel dry and you decide to take another drink of the liquor in order to not dry out completely. You hear the girl's voice coming from afar. Oh, it's best you don't. Too late, you've already swallowed your drink. The world around you has stopped. You also have stopped. But you feel your thoughts are very clear and moving fast in your head. What am I doing here and why? Why am I here? Why did I drink this poison? What for? The sound of your own thoughts resembles a thunderstorm that's growling far away, but it is getting closer with every second. And you realize that the sounds you mistook for the sound of thunder are in fact steps. From out of a misty void, General Morozov appears before you. "You're looking for me?" he asks, and his voice is like 100 voices in one. You cannot reply. You're frozen. "Looking for me?" "Yeah, you're looking for me," says Morozov, and takes your hand. "Let's go." You're wandering through thick grey fog. Morozov is walking in front of you. You're following him. The general confidently paves the way, and the only thing left for you to do is follow him. Finally, the fog is clearing, and you see a marvelous view in front of you. Mushrooms! A gigantic, unreal, primordial mushroom forest. Their huge trunks are thicker than the biggest oaks you've ever seen. Their tops obscure the sky like giant umbrellas. The general continues to lead you onward, weaving around the massive mushrooms. Your tour through the fantastic forest stops suddenly at a truly colossal mushroom, bigger than all else. "This is God," says Morozov, but you can't see him anymore because he speaks from inside you. He speaks from your head, using your mouth. You are General Morozov. Suddenly, the earth starts to shake, and you struggle to keep your balance. It feels like an earthquake. When it's over, you look up on the mushroom giant, and the scream is heard for miles and miles around. The mushroom has a giant human face. "Bow down," says the mushroom, and you faint. Okay. You fainted and fell asleep for some hours. After waking up, you feel no headache or any other signs of hangover. What the? Oh, okay, what the? Alive! Vasya, she's alive! You see the girl holding you up so you don't fall on the floor. Your stability returns as the strange sensations of the tincture leave you completely. The bartender, swearing quietly, wipes the sweat from his brow. How are you feeling? Surprisingly well, actually. She's strong, that one. Damn, what an idiot I am. Overdone it with the potion. Sorry, what a damn shame. I almost killed the girl. Yeah. The girl lets out an exhale and gives you a smile. We've watched over your things while you are out. Feel free to check. You check your belongings to discover that you have not been robbed. Miracles really do happen in life. I still don't understand why it turned out so strong. I used my grandfather's recipe that my grandma recorded, she says, speaking mostly to herself. Okay, anyway, we need to have a talk. Gotta be sure your brain completely recovered. That's a good idea. Can I ask you some questions? I'm listening. What are you doing? The girl gives her notebook a tired look. It's an old notebook, stained by grease, torn at the sides, covered with dirty fingerprints. Like most things after the war, it's been through a lot. Well, trying to make the ends meet, the means, you know. My brother Vasya and I, we own this tavern. He tends the bar, I do all the math and pay the taxes to the village head. Business is not great though. Also, sometimes I develop new types of beverages for our customers. Some I make using old recipes, some I create myself. We distill it and sell it right here. I love that particular job, but I can't be a brewer without doing the accounting and the taxes, so here I am. Man, it's a little distracting because there's all these people suddenly that are talking in the background. Yeah, no getting around that stuff. Okay. I'm looking for a job. Do you have any tips? Everyone's looking for work around here, but I'm afraid I can't help you personally. What I can do is recommend you to Comrade Kovalev, our village head. He always has some work to be done, but he's a respected man around here. He won't do business with someone he's never seen before. Recommending a stranger to him is sort of unprofessional. Maybe if you'd help me with some chores first, I'd know I can trust you. And well, we kind of stole a couple of things from him, so he might be even more hesitant to hire us. What do you need help with? Oh, well, I'm ashamed to ask, but I need some toadstools. Don't have enough free time to do it on my own. Maybe you could help me out. Picking just 5 toadstools would do. They grow on the other side of the fence, not far from here. Are you up to it? Should we try and see if we can skip it? Listen, maybe we'll skip the mushroom part, because I'm a serious woman, I'm very busy. No. You know, my family is quite respected in these parts, and I won't gamble our reputation on someone I don't really know. If you change your mind about the mushrooms, come find me later, but without proving yourself, I can't give you a recommendation. Fine, I'll get you the mushrooms. Thanks, I'll be waiting. Fine, I'll get to mushroom picking. Can we hear anything about the other stuff she had to tell us? Let's just see. Nope, we're not about that yet. Tell me... No. Why are there so many mushrooms around your village? To be honest, I don't really know. I remember always seeing them growing up, but the older folks say that they'd never seen such mushrooms in this area before the war, so who knows? Yeah, and she's using it for this brew. I'm not quite sure that's a good thing. Tell me about yourself. I don't even know what to tell. All my life was spent here in Otratnoye. Never really seen the outside world. Well, unless we count short trips to the Krasno. The girl sighs and shakes her shoulders with a sad look. Don't think that I'm whining or something. Life is pretty good. As for the world, well, maybe I still have some time to see it. Plenty of life left to live and all that. She stops talking all of a sudden and lowers her gaze. Seems like the story is over. Tell me about your village. It's a nice village. People are civil. Everyone works hard to keep things running. Yes, it's a good village. Too bad it's perishing. Criminals are keeping us down. We had 2 droughts in a row, and most of the young people moved away long ago. Only my brother and I stayed. You know, when we were kids, this was a thriving community filled with people. It's not like that nowadays, because long ago, people had a real purpose in life. Now they don't. The girl sighs and looks out the window at the nearly empty street. One thing makes me happy. That merchant that came to our village, his last name is Yashin. He is very proactive. Built himself a little shop. And have you seen it? It's so funny to look at. He probably got the idea from some Western movie, but I think eventually this village will break him too. Probably turn him into an alcoholic or something. Have you ever thought of leaving? Where would I go? To Krasno? I don't know anyone there. No friends, no family. What would I become? A prostitute? No thanks. Better to stay here running my own business. Although the big city would be fun to visit someday. Have you heard any good rumors lately? I heard that this band Atomic Love Gurus went on a tour around the wastes. A traveling salesman showed me their bootleg album once. It was great. They sounded like the Beatles joined Boney M. Sad that I'll never hear them live. Does she have any other ones? No. Okay. So, let's try and talk to some of these other people before we head out to look for mushrooms. Who are you? A great big man who looks around 50 is standing in front of you. His wide, unusually muscular body is clad in a tight coat of leather armor. A sparkly clean battle knife is attached to the stranger's belt. It has been sharpened to perfection. An even more impressive battle gun is sticking out of his holster. But perhaps the most intriguing part of the stranger's equipment is a necklace made out of human ears that is reaching lower than the armored spiked collar of his armor. You realize that you've been staring at the man for far too long. He notices your gaze and gives you a friendly smile. You hear a snuffling, stuttering, but still highly cultured voice that doesn't at all match his menacing outfit. Good day, miss. I haven't seen you here before. Point at his necklace made of ears. Where did you get this collection from, if you don't mind me asking? Likewise, can I ask you a couple of... Okay, I want to hear where he got his ears from. The man sighs and glances at the necklace sadly. From the people. From the people. This is the flip side of my current profession. This is quite an unpleasant totem, but a necessary one, unfortunately. This calls for an additional question. Great. It's always a pleasure to talk to a fresh face around here. The man energetically extends his arm for a handshake, but suddenly he jerks it back as if he remembered something horrible. The next second, a tiny crossbow arrow shoots out of his sleeve and pierces the floorboard. With an apologetic look on his face, your interlocutor starts mumbling. I don't know that word, honestly. Oh, what a blunder. I nearly killed my new company. Sorry about that, miss. I recently installed this device into the sleeve of my jacket. A hidden crossbow on old automobile springs, you understand? I didn't yet get used to wearing it all the time. Of course, such a hidden weapon helps me at work, but it can't destroy my social life in a single clumsy move. Hopefully I didn't scare you too badly. Ask me your questions, my dear. What is your name? The man rewards you with an embarrassed smile. My name is Innocenty Yevgenovich, but when inquiring about me at work, I just tell any major merchant that you're looking for the educator. And what is your name, comrade? I'd rather not say my name. Can I ask you something else? The man nods in agreement and smiles amicably. Tell me about your profession. The man sighs heavily and bitterly looks at the glass in his hand. The glass seems miniature in comparison. Ah, my dear, an opportunist is my profession. Once long before all this disarray, I used to be a respectable man, a senior lecturer at the Faculty of Youth Teaching, a professor of Russian language and literature. My adoring students called me Innocenty Yevgenovich. They never missed my lessons, especially the ones on the early works of Dostoevsky, on the works of Chernyshevsky and Shchedrin. They loved listening to me despite my slight speech impediment. Those were amazing authors, painters of human soul, the keepers of the high morals of the whole humankind, who were not afraid to look into the abyss of human meanness. I think I could be a hero in their novels. I'm a professor who put on the armor of a traveling debt collector, a bounty hunter named the Educator. In this cruel world, even this armor I got only after taking it off an attacker, a low-life road bandit. You sure don't miss your opportunities, comrade professor. I even felt uneasy when I first saw you. Well done. Oh, the times, oh, the morals, they need forced an intellectual to choose the way of a reprobate and a scum. Shame on you. Everyone survives the best they can. The story of your transformation doesn't touch me. That's be nice, right? Educator smiles widely. I'm glad to see my story was met with understanding of another obvious intellectual. And I'd love to ask you another question. Okay, what do you know about this place? I'm not following local politics, to be honest. I only visit this place for two reasons: to have a drink after a hard task, and to look for one comrade who also comes here occasionally. He's not a local. He promised me, I don't remember when, to give a very valuable thing as a gift: a collection of books and magazines for children and young adults. It may have been a long time since I stood in the pulpit, but I continued taking care about the intellectual future of the young. But no matter how many times I come here, I don't see this man here anymore, and this torments me worse than the bullet in my hip. He promised me. That means he owes me. What kind of debt collector am I if I can't collect this debt from him? A debt he owes to children. This is a tricky situation. Tall tales, hearsay, rumors, I'd love to hear them. I'm a pragmatist, miss. Life made me that way. I want to tell you a rumor, but a story. There are plenty of people working in the debt collecting business who didn't even consider doing something like that before the day the bombs fell. But there are also true professionals among us. I knew one of them. The people call him just the early bird. Why the early bird? Because he would get all the worms. With every task he'd arrive to the place before any other collector could get there, and he'd kick the money out of the debtor. Once I had him as my partner. We were to collect a debt from a gang of mercenaries who had taken money from one merchant for protection, but had refused to work for it when they learned he planned to take his caravan through the cursed lands. What are those cursed lands? A strange place many days' walk from here in the north. I've never been there myself. Maybe before the war, but I couldn't tell you for sure. They say some devilish things are going on there, just like in Gogol's novels. No details though, just rumors. I see. So what happened next? We were waiting in ambush near their headquarters. I was counting bullets, checking straps on the armor, and the early bird just got up and walked to the front door, right towards their sentinel, who pointed his gun at him. He himself had neither a knife nor a gun, only a dead rat tucked behind his belt and a faithful hawk on his shoulder. Oh yes, I forgot to tell you that he had a tame hawk called Akathist. The sentinel stood in his way and said, "Who are you? Why did you come here?" And the early bird told him, "I am here to sell my rat. Do you want it?" And the sentinel answered, "What rat? Have you completely lost your mind, weirdo?" What did the early bird say to that? He said, "No need to be rude. Better take a closer look at what I'm offering you. It might come handy." And then the early bird took his dead rat and threw it right in the face of the guard. And the hawk immediately flew off his shoulder to catch the treat. The guard started panicking, of course, and waving his hands. And eventually shot somewhere without looking. Of course, Akatist didn't like it one bit. So it ripped the man's throat out with its bare claws and pecked his eyes out as well. After witnessing it, the guys who were sitting inside returned their debt without a fight, and even added a few extra rubles on top for the display of a superior power. That's what some people can do. They can turn a god's creature celebrated in the works of the great Maxim Gorky, the gracious hawk, into a deadly weapon. These things happen. Sometimes even worse things happen. I've got another question to ask you. Okay, does he have anything else? No, I don't think so. Okay, there we go. So, we got a little bit of history too. We should go and get some mushrooms, but on the other hand, I would kind of like to talk to some of these people who are actually here now, because they're not always here. People do kind of, as you see, walk around, but we'll just have to see if we can catch all of them. For now, we're gonna have to wait till next time, when we're probably gonna go and see if we can get these mushrooms outside town. On the other hand, we might want to see if we can get a better weapon first, but we'll see. We'll see what we're gonna do. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys, and as always, do take care and happy gaming!